Hello, right. Before I go into this video itself, I'm going to start with a bit of a request. At the moment it's specifically to Commander Life School Amiga, who I'm sure will watch this at some point. As you can see there, I sent him a message testing, can you let me know if you get this message? And as you can see, he hasn't replied, and I strongly suspect he hasn't received any messages that I've been sending him over the last 2 or 3 days. In fact, every time he's come online since I put up that video clip where I was showing that I couldn't reply to him, I've always sent him a test message to see if he gets them, and he's never replied to them, which tells me he's not getting any of them. Now, he is one of 3 players that I remember, although I have to admit he's the only player whose name I can remember at the moment. But he is one of 3 players where I have always had these issues with being able to actually communicate with them. So, I've been trying to figure out why, and the only thing I can come up with is that they all have the same thing in common. They are all players who I sent friend requests to. They weren't players who sent a friend request to me. Now, all the players who sent me a friend request and I accepted it, I've had no problems with being able to text them all the time. But these 3, including Life School Amiga, I've had no end of problems. So although it's a bit of a pain in the arse, I have a request to make, which is that if you are Commander Life School Amiga, or you are one of the 2 others whose names I have to admit I don't remember, who is having problems with messaging me, remove me from your list and then send me another request. That way, as it's you who sent me the friend request, that should then mean we would actually be able to message each other. So I know it's a bit of pouncing about, but it seems to me to be the only possible way of trying to fix this fucking thing. Right, so now I've got that out of the way, you may notice that I am once again in the old Diamondback Explorer, which I've had for a few days, and in fact I've even bought it, outfitted it, then took it to Dear Gwundry, sold it, re-bought it, re-outfitted it, and got an extra 3 million as a result. But I still haven't used it for the reason that I bought it, which is obviously exploration. Well, if you thought my last video was boring, and let's be honest, it was, then you're going to love this one because it is a new exploration video. Where are we going? Well, I did ask people to make suggestions, and I got a few that caught my eye, but there was one that particularly caught my eye. I'm trying to remember the bloody name of the person, William Fenton I think it was, who suggested this one. But it is to Shappley 1. Now, I consider this quite a short trip. It's only 938.45 light years. I consider any trip that's under 1,000 to be short. Now, no problems with setting the course, so that's done. Course plotted. The reason I quite fancy this one is because the star class is a Wolf Rayet star, and to my knowledge I've never seen one before, so I'm quite interested to see what this one looks like. The other reason is that it's another of these systems that I've already been to a few times before, but I do quite like them, where the entire system is within a small nebula, in this case the Fine Ring Nebula. So I thought, yeah, I'll give that one a go. So that is where we are heading. If we have a look here, it's 33 jumps to get there, which isn't too bad. Now we'll go to the exploration statistics. You'll notice they have gone up a little bit again. I'm now at 1,974, so I only need to visit 26 systems to get my first goal, which is the 2,000 systems. The second goal is for the profits from exploration to break 20 million. I'm pretty confident that I will do that in this one. And the final goal is to break 3,500 level 3 detailed scans. To do that I need to scan 71 objects. I don't relish the thought of that, but I mean, think about it, 33 jumps there and back. Okay, they're not all going to be unknown, but there is a potential of 66 of them being done just from scanning the stars alone, and you know me, that's how I do my exploration. Unless there is a particularly interesting space body within the system, or it's exceptionally close, then I don't bother. Even if I'm in nebulae going around scanning all the systems within it, like that last one, I think NGC 7855 I think it was called. All the sharpless bloody type O stars anyway. Anyway, right, let's get this trip underway then.
Landing gear retracted.
Now I don't know how much this is going to increase my rank by, but I'm hoping it will put it into double figures. Now, I'm already at 5%, so it only needs to go up by another 5%, so it's not as if it needs to go up by an enormous amount.
Scan detected.
Right, well this first system is unknown, so it will get off to a reasonable start. So I'm pretty sure you know the drill by now as far as exploration videos goes. I don't, you know, make you sit and suffer the entire journey, because this is probably going to take me the best part of 2 hours, I think, to get there. So I'll be doing the usual routine of pausing it so you don't have to suffer the boring parts, and in exploration trips that's nearly all of it. But if I come across anything interesting, well, anything that I think is interesting, well, okay, anything I think is interesting by exploration standards, then I'll unpause it and well, there'll be a bit more. So in the meantime, back when there's something to come back to. Well, this system doesn't need exploring, but there's no shortage of suns around here. I'm sure scooping off one. There's C there, B is right there, and there is one more. That one's a lot further out though, D, well, 24,000, so in fact by some systems standards it's not that far. In fact, that's not a bad screenshot. There we go. I do have a fair few screenshots that I still need to upload. Not least some screenshots that were taken last night of Commander Rifferjack in a Sidewinder having landed on my Anaconda, and then repeating it in an Eagle and a Hauler. Yeah, we were bored last night. So anyway, so there was one interesting system.
Frameshift drive charging.
It's not as if I've got very far. Number of systems visited is up to 1,977. So yeah, I found all of like 3 new ones.
2, 1, engage.
And one of them didn't need scanning.
Fuel scooping.
Right, well, let's see what's in here. Way too much for me to be bothered to scan. It looks like a lot of them are, well, I say a lot, 4 of them are fucking asteroid clusters. That looks like a gas giant though, and that's pretty close, 227 light seconds. I think that gas giant is closer to this sun than Venus is in our solar system.
Fuel scooping complete.
So it is a large gas giant. It's large enough to start scanning now.
Fuel scoop
Then, well,
disengaged.
it's interesting in an astronomical point of view. I don't know about interesting in a watching someone play this game point of view. Gas giant with water-based life, so it's even more important. However, actually, that's another gas giant that's pretty close. We'll scan you and all. Another one with water-based life. They are not that common, so I'll definitely take that. Anyway, I can't be bothered to scan anything else. Let's face it, when it comes to when it comes to exploration, I'm no Roald Amundsen. Anyway, right, I think that's plenty enough for this bit, so more when it happens. Well, this system is relatively interesting. This is clearly a sun that is very similar to our own, but it's much smaller. I'm only 2.73 light seconds away. There are 2 more suns in this system, or at least I'm assuming they're suns, because they both appear like that in the
Fuel scoop disengaged.
map there, so I should be able to, not map, you know what I mean, the navigation tab, so I should be able to scan both of those, no problem. Yeah, right, so that one's a red dwarf. This is probably another red dwarf. See, this is the kind of system scanning I like. I can scan everything almost straight away. There we go. Right, that's that system done. Now this next one, this will be the first SWAL sector system I've been to. The reason for that is because I think I've only ever done one trip heading in this direction. If you, I'll tell you, it's better illustrated if I do it here. Right. So you can see here we are in the bottom here, and let's face it, like most people, I consider you know, this direction that you would take towards the centre here, I consider that north. Almost every one of my exploration trips have been going either west, south or southwest. I have done a couple going southeast, but I've only ever done one that went vaguely north. So consequently there are an awful lot of systems that I have never been to, simply because they are in the opposite direction of where I am normally going. So we are heading to Swaltz XR-F C6.
4, 3,
Naturally.
2, 1, engage.
Now we've Daddy 07's obsession with getting his name plastered in as many systems as he can, combined with the fact that a lot of his exploration trips have involved him going north from the populated zone, there's a good chance I could find myself in a system that he's already been to and possibly got his name all over. I wouldn't be at all surprised if this is one, but no, it isn't. So H Puss is the person who found this one. Not that I was ever going to
Fuel scooping complete.
become the first to scan it all, because I'm not going to bother scanning anything other than the sun. Time to piss off to the next place. And speaking of pissing off, it's time I did that, because there's not really much happening, so back when something does happen, if it ever does. Right, well, there's nothing particularly interesting in this system, although seeing the gas giant, I figured what the hell, hopefully it's a nice big one and I can scan it while I'm still about 1,000 light seconds out. Also pretty sure I'm pronouncing this system wrong, or all of these systems wrong. I was calling it Swaltz, but that looks far more like a Germanic name, so it's probably something like Schwaltz or something like that, for what it's worth. No milestone, this is system 1989. 1989 was the year I left high school. There's nothing particularly significant about that either. Well, while I'm on the way here though, I do sometimes get embroiled in some rather nerdy arguments, or well, they're more disagreements or anything. And for the last couple of days I've been embroiled in one with a mate of mine, Andy, and it's regarding the periodic table. I'm sure I don't need to explain what that is to anybody. But he swears blind that there are 5 elements on the periodic table that are or can be liquid form at room temperature. Now I swear there's only 4, and by sheer coincidence he can't remember what the 5th one is. Now the 4 that I know for sure are, or can be, mercury and bromine are 2 obvious ones, and then you've got gallium and cesium. I have never heard of any of the others. I have a horrible feeling that he's going to try and say that the 5th one is fluorine, which, well, isn't a liquid, that's a yellow gas. So if any of you know what this mysterious 5th element on the periodic table that is supposedly liquid, or can be liquid at room temperature, let me know. I'm pretty sure it is only 4. Right, where are we now? Another Schwaltz, or Schwaltz. Jesus Christ, that is not easy to say. How far are those suns? Not too bad actually. Bloody hell, it looks like there's a fair few of them. That one is pretty close. Let's finish fuel scooping. It's fuel scooping way too slowly.
Fuel scooping
Right.
complete.
Where's this one? There it is. It's only a brown dwarf.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
What about this? That's just a planet. Orbiting that sun. Yes, that sun looks like another brown dwarf. And it looks like there is another sun there as well. And it looks like we're going in the right direction anyway, so I'll scan those two suns. Looks like one is definitely a brown dwarf, one might be a red dwarf though. How far do I have to go? Oh yeah, I've still got that fucking thing selected. 17 jumps. This must be the red dwarf then that I'm scanning. Nope. Maybe they're both brown dwarfs. This does not look very bright at all. Yep. Right, well I can't bother to scan anything else here, so let's piss off the next system, and in the meantime I will be back when there is something worth coming back to. Well, here I am at the first system that's given me a brown dwarf star. I guess I've done quite well, but this particular type of brown dwarf star, the old class L's, don't necessarily mean that there wouldn't be a star that's fuel scoopable in this system. However, it is the only star in this system, so I can't fuel scoop here at all. But yeah, those type L's, or class L's, whatever you want to call them, have quite a strong gravitational pull, but because that's the first star that you come across does not mean necessarily that you won't be able to fuel scoop there. There will be, or if there are other stars in that system, it is possible that they may be red dwarfs, which of course you can fuel scoop from, but they don't have as strong a gravitational pull as the Class L brown dwarf. Well, you never know, there might be someone out there who found that interesting.
3, 2, 1, engage.
Well, I must admit, he's not sitting here at the moment. Right, well, when it happens. Right, here I am fuel scooping off the sun in Prayayuk PS-J B22-1. And you may be thinking, what is interesting about this system? Well, the answer is a resounding fuck all. There is nothing here. The sun is the only body in this system. You go to the space map, or the system map. There you go, and it turns out that I'm the first person to have been here. Isn't that exciting? But It is the 2000th system I have been to. So there you go, it has that going for it. But there we are, 2000 systems reached. And I only have another 7 jumps before I am at Shappley 1. So we're getting through it. There you go. So it looks like I am going to have some firsts on the way to this place. I certainly won't be the first to scan Shappley 1 though. So, well, there you go. So more when it happens. Okay, we are now in the fine ring sector. I'm already in sector XE-ZB3. Next system is sector AV-YC4. And there will only be 2 jumps after that one. So we're almost there. So I'll be back when we are about to head into the Shappley 1 system. Right, next stop is Shappley 1, which you can see right ahead of us, and more importantly you can see the nebula around it. So here we go.
Frameshift drive charging.
I've no idea if I'll be able to fuel scoop from here. I've never, as far as I'm aware, encountered a Wolf-Rayet star before.
4, 3, 2, 1, engage.
But I am about to. Well, it looks quite similar to a Type O blue-white, and it's a big bastard thing as well, 33.4 light seconds. We are scanning it from this distance. It does not look like we're going to fuel scoop from it though. Yeah, there you go, Wolf-Rayet star, and yeah, at this distance I should be fuel scooping by now, and I'm not. Yep, so no fuel scooping of that. There isn't an awful lot in this system. This is the only other thing in here. 46,000 fucking light seconds away. Nevertheless, I've come all this way, so I am going to scan it. It's just a regular Class K star. Now, are we going to see any colour of the nebula? Well, it looks like, yeah, it is literally that ring. No wonder it's called Fine Ring Nebula. But we are heading into a an area where you can't actually see it. Now, I would do the external view and take a look at it that way, but as Commander Ripperjack can confirm, I have an annoying habit of pressing Control-Alt-Delete instead of Control-Alt-Space, so I don't really want to take the chance. So, well, I mean, compared to a lot of nebulas, this is, well, a lot of nebulas that I've been to anyway, this is somewhat uninspiring, but, I mean, you can never say that nebulas are boring to look at. It does look impressive. The only nebulas that are a bit on the shit side are the dark regions. Those nebulas, the cloud colour is black, so you can't actually see anything even when you're right in the middle of it, which makes it rather dull. So, well, there we go. So, for the first Wolf-Rayet star I've encountered, it looks like an enormous Type O blue-white, but you can't fuel scoop from it because it's exhausted its internal hydrogen. So it's a star that is almost at the point of collapsing, or in fact it has just started the collapse. Being a blue-white means that will eventually become a black hole. Right, anyway, there's a bit of a way to go here, so I'll pause this for the moment, and we'll be back when I can start scanning this fucking star that's still 33,000 light seconds away. Right, long since scanned this one. I was able to scan it at about 6,000 light seconds away, but I'm still going because I want a fuel scoop from it.
Fuel scooping.
And that is, well, the whole of the Shappley 1 system.
Fuel scooping complete.
There we go.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
And there is the Fine Ring Nebula. And it is certainly lives up to its name. It is just a ring, and by nebula standards it's quite small. So there you go. Right, now for the return journey. And you know me, I don't go back to the system I came from, to somewhere else, so that I can get some more unknown systems and make a few more credits. And the system that I have chosen to go back to is Asus. Now, why go to the system that's 1035, so it's out of range as far as being able to plot a course for it? Okay, well, we'll go to CN Biotis to begin with, and then we'll go on to Asus from there. Why there? Why the seat of the Alliance? Well, you could say, why not? Doesn't help that the first system it's trying to send me to is one that I've already done. So let's go this way. In fact, let's check it on the galaxy map first. Let's check this one out. White star, so that might be a bit interesting.
Frameshift drive
And then I'll set
charging.
course for Asus again. Well, the other reason for going there, I've only been there once since getting the permit for it. And it's a fair old size system. It has plenty of docking stations, or at least as far as I can remember it does. So why not go there? Doesn't look like a white star to me, that looks yellow. Yeah. Doesn't look like there's anything of any great interest here, so it would also help if I got close enough to fuel scoop, wouldn't it?
Fuel scooping.
So in the meantime, well, back when there's something to come back to. Right, well, I found an orange giant here in the HIP 77415. And I can't be asked to scan all that lot. I'm already at the point where I can't get back soon enough, so bollocks to scanning anything else. I'm just scanning the main star, fuel scooping, and then pissing off. But I did find another orange giant, or another giant star anyway. I haven't found too many orange giants, I've only found about like 4 or 5. So there's one more on the list. Anyway, I'm now close enough to have Alioth as the destination. Still 29 jumps away from it though. You know the drill, more when it happens. Right. We are now 12 jumps away from Alioth, which means that I've now visited 2033 systems. But to say I am currently rather nonplussed is a masterpiece of understatement. My previous video to this one, where I illustrate the whole business of going out to Lembava and Diaguandri. Yeah. Now, to be honest, I don't know, and I'm not going to say who it is. I don't know if they're joking, but it looks like they are blaming me for them fucking up their game because they've completely fucked up going out there. I show in the game, or in that video, what to do, and I also passed on to this player what to do insofar as what systems to go to and what the benefits are.
Fuel scooping complete.
What I didn't say was buy a different ship before you go there and take that there instead. Believe it or not, if you want to either save credits or claw back a number of credits from getting these upgrades at a much cheaper price than usual, or selling the upgrades you've got and then rebuying them at the cheaper price, you need to take the ship that you are going to be upgrading. What you don't do is buy a different ship, upgrade that, then take it out there, leaving yourself with only 1.5 million credits, and then realise you ballsed it up and then blame me for it.
3, 2, 1, engage.
And like I say, I don't know if he's joking, but it does not come across that way. And to put it bluntly, I've shown on one of my videos that I have done it. I do it in that video. I've done it 3 times now. I know it works. So do countless other people. They know it works because they've all done it as well. But what we all did was take our regular ships out there, instead of buying a completely new one and leaving us with very little credits.
Fuel scooping complete.
And finding that we can't get anything there because we don't have the credits to do it. And then blame someone else because you've gone about it completely wrong. So if it was a joke, you need to work on your delivery, because I'm not taking it as a joke. And if it's not a joke, don't blame me because you've gone about it completely wrong. At no time did I say, oh, buy another ship and take that out of there and make that the one you upgrade. What's the point of that? You're not going to keep this other ship. You take your main one. And later on, if you have then a second ship which you plan on keeping, take that one and do the same to that. Because no matter how many credits you take with you, if you have taken your main ship, your credit values can only go up. They won't go down. Just buy all of the upgrades and then see, it looks like he's still blaming me. So the fact that it's happened in this video means that I'm going to stop here and right, it's very easy to be clever after the fact. I'm still in dear quandary, having just bought back as much as I could with my funds. Everything is at 15% prices, which is what I told him. And my total assets haven't gone down. I only bought a frameshift drive for the ASP and I sold it before I sold... What? I only bought... Oh, okay, and I sold the FSD before I sold the ASP. I'm more or less back to standard, except I only have D power distributor instead of a C. But I also now have a C frameshift drive which I had to buy to get me back to Sol. By the way, and it's cut off. 64k credits total, but when I sell the FSD I should get the C power. What? Well, you will only get a C rated frameshift drive if you sell that, or rather put that in the place of so I don't know what the fucking hell he's doing. But saying it's very easy to be clever after the fact. I guess it is. But by the sounds of it, it's also very easy to totally fuck it up and then blame somebody else. Like I say, at no point did I say take a different ship. It looks like he's, well, he says he's signing off. So, right, the chances are, Yeah, so he signed off, so he didn't see that. Chances are he's not going to see this video either now, because he's just now convinced that I've intentionally fucked up the game. So, well, like I say, you can fucking blame me all you want. I'm not the one who got it wrong. As I say, I've done it 3 times myself, and I've even put a video up to show how to do it and the benefits from it. So, yeah. Right. Anyway, I am now how many jumps away? 10 away. So back when there is something to come back to that isn't involving me getting pissed off because someone's pissing me off. Right, here we are in Alios, approaching the Kutsk docking station, which is by no means the closest docking station, but it's a high-tech one, so I figured, fuck it, I'll dock here. And I am still monumentally fucked off. I kind of get the impression now that if Life School Amiga does watch this video, bearing in mind what I suggested at the start, he might do the first bit. I'm not sure if he'll do the second. Nevertheless, I seem to have credited him with a bit more intelligence than perhaps was deserved. What I'd say, I just cannot figure out, how do you save money on your Python upgrades or reclaim money by selling off current Python upgrades and then rebuying them at the cheaper price by taking an ASP out there? And the other thing that it clearly sounds like he didn't do, he sold all of the upgrades off without bothering to check that they had the upgrades he wanted in the outfitting. Now, Dia Guandri has tons. Lembaba has quite a lot, but not for the biggest of ships. If you want them for like the biggest of ships, you want to go to Dia Guandri. He's gone to Lembaba, gone straight into outfitting, or at least this is what it sounds like, and sold off everything straight away without bothering to check to see if they actually had the bits that he was going to need.
Docking request granted.
Never mind the fact that he's done it in a totally different ship, not the one that he's supposed to take there. And he's blaming me for it. And that seriously fucks me off. I do not take shit for other people's fuck-ups. I never have, and I never will.
Landing gear deployed.
I've got the video on there to show that it works. So I've done it 3 times, and I know plenty of people who have done it at least as many times as me, if not more. So don't blame me because you fucked up. Right, anyway. Now, as this is an alliance system, I'm not going to bother doing my repairs here because I can get them done. My 758 credits, that's fucking cheap. Bollocks to it, I'll do it now. I was going to say I'll do them in an Imperial system because it would be cheaper, but I mean they weren't even 1,000, so fuck it. Right, now for the important bit. So there is the Shappley 1 system. It's only paying 4,865. So Shappley 1A, which was the Wolf Rayet star, pays 2,444. So it's what, 23 credits more than a bog standard Class K star. So that's not that great. There are a few other systems that seem okay. HIP's 77415 was paid out 18,832, 21,321 from HIP 75950, and I think I only scanned one thing in that system, so that's not bad. Anything else? Fine ring sector 19,544, 30,757 for this one. No, that's another one though. I just scanned the one thing and then bugger off. 23,084 for HIP 75889. Fine ring sector AV-YC4, 49,287. That's certainly not bad. I think that might be one where I scanned all of three there. Right, anything else? 58,253 for prior Uke SI-K C8-10. That looks like, no, that's not even one where I scanned everything. So there you go, not bad. Then page 1, 289,208. We'll confirm that. We got some firsts in amongst this lot. 2. Oh well, it's bonus credits, so. Right, next page, 195,088 for this one. 18,300 for that system there, 15,015 there, 20,459 there. Anything else? 19,200 there. 26,260, or 293 for that one. That's not bad. That looks like, yeah, that's a system where I scanned everything. So there we go. Alright, we'll sell that one off. On some more first. Ten of them. No enormous bonuses there, but nevertheless, bonuses all the same. 239,798 for page 3. 14,951 there. 29,870 there. There's a big one. 59,285. That looks like, yeah, I scanned. Oh no, I didn't scan everything there. I scanned a fair bit, but not even half by the looks of it. 16,578 there, 19,007 there. So yeah, all adds up. So 239,798 on the third page. More firsts. $18 of them that time. That was a bit better. 1,793. Oh no, 3,278 for that one. So that's not bad. 5,666 for that one. So there were some pretty good ones there. And page 4, nothing remarkable there. 15,206 for that page. We'll sell that. Fucking hell, I got firsts on that page where there was hardly anything on it. 4 of them. There you go. Okay. So that's twice as many as I had on page 1. Oh, I'll take that. So I am now up to where are we? 19,954,937. So I didn't quite make the 20 million that I wanted, but I'm bloody close to it. Another 46,000 will get me there, so that's no problem. So 3,548 level 3 detail scans, so I made that one, and of course the systems visited made that easy. 2,042 we're up to now, so yeah, that's not bad. My Explorer rank, the bar hasn't surely I explored enough for it to go up, so yeah, I don't know why it hasn't, but well, it hasn't anyway. So there we go. Next I think is going to be me heading back to Beta 1 to Corsair so I can get back in the old Asp. You know, the ship that I took with me when I decided to get the upgrades at the cheaper rate, because you know I'm crazy like that. I decided to take the ship that I wanted to upgrade out there. Right, and what am I doing there? So how many jumps is that? 8. Oh well. You never know, there might be a couple of systems I haven't been to before that need scanning, and it might take me up to the 20 million. If it does, I'll stick a amendment on the end of this. If it doesn't, which I suspect it won't, then this is Commander Lucosa saying go away, especially if you're going to blame me for your fuck ups.